And we got some huge steam locomotives. These are all fire trucks from the UK. Then we have the Abrams tank. But I'm from America. I don't even know what these are. Some BNSF train. The NWP. I actually never heard of that. Oh wow, he just said right over here. NWP is Northwestern Pacific Railway. So these are carrying some intermodal containers. This is the Royal Netherlands Navy. And here is the White House in Minecraft. So you can play the presidential theme now. You know, this is actually pretty cool. I might put this in the intro. And then we have some Canadian national locomotives here. And doesn't that not look like the Iraqi flag? Just a bunch of locomotives. Welcome to Mulligan Yard. This is the main yard used by the fictional railroad Juno Skagway. And this is built by Seb. It is a pretty cool looking set right over here. Burlington Northern train pulling off out of the yard. Got nice switches right over here. Nice like forest area along with like a nice pathway, dirt road. On the other side, this is actually a pretty cool truck. Very interesting design. And got some center beam flat cars pulling along, some tank cars, you know, just various types of rolling stock. And this one actually has pretty cool detailing with graffiti, which is realistic. Some TTX box cars. It just has a nice variety of different cars, and they look pretty realistic and well detailed. I like the weathering that he applied for some of them. Nice locomotive here at the back. And if we go further down in the yard, there's also supposed to be this turntable, which doesn't actually go anywhere. Actually, it does go two places. This is San Clemente, California by Not Jeremy, and it's his entry to the rail landscape contest that we have on Foxshot. So we got a nice railroad crossing over here next to a nice beach for California, going to San Diego. And this is 2116. Very nice design. He also does have some Amtrak Surfliner cars. Very nice. Got a Superliner in the mix of all this, just so it's not all the same, I guess. Cab car. And here is the White House in Minecraft, so you can play the presidential theme now, because we got some Marine One helicopters coming in for landing or taking off. I don't know. But this is by Hedesick, and it's still a work in progress. So if you go on the left-hand side, one of the things that is more complete is the Oval Office. It's a famous room right over here. So where the president sits for like photo ops and stuff like that. You know, this is actually pretty cool. I might put this in the intro. I think he did a pretty good job like recreating how this room looks like, because it is pretty much like resembles the real life thing that we see in like photos. So in the back of the White House, this is what it looks like. Got the snipers on. I'm just kidding, there's no snipers. And then here is the lobby of Among Us by Chris Keys. It's supposed to be the dropship, so wherever you load in. So this is Warp's Spicy Yard, and Spicy's new yard. I feel like he like redid his old yard, so it's like a new one. And Glass and Mo, apparently they added their own locomotives, so we got some nice Union Pacific cars over here from the Heritage Fleet, as well as some newer locomotives. I also do like the fact that he has a nice refueling station. These are just like realistic things you'll find in real life. Great improvement from the original one. I do like this yard a lot better from like the one, if you remember, in like the past updates. Some center beam flat cars, some random rolling stock here on the side, and we have like a big boy here in the front, along with I guess a Challenger right over here. So it's like a double heading. They even got the Spirit. And if you're wondering what these Halloween type blocks are, they're just people Steve. So if you're from New York City, you might like this one. This one's actually a Long Island Railroad station at Forest Hills, and it's built by MCC DD101, and he's been working on this. Very nice. Hopefully one day it's gonna have an animation. The Long Island Railroad M7. He's actually from Australia, so there's a lot of like non-American people making American things. That's pretty cool, especially because I'm from New York City, so it's more relatable for me. But for someone just living on the like opposite side of the world to build our stuff, that's pretty cool. Got a nice overpass right over here, and it's like an extension. That's pretty cool. It's like a little bridge section here. I wonder if this building has anything to do with the station, if they're all like connected like this. There also is like this nice like entry area over here, so you guys have a stairway to walk up into the station. Very cool. This is the Royal Netherlands Navy HNLMS Rotterdam, and it's built by Hedesick and Martacha. So it is a very large landing platform dock amphibious warfare ship, and it's named after the city of Rotterdam. Very cool build. Then we have the Zeven Professorine class frigate. This is by Martacha as well, so it's like a Dutch frigate. Then we have the HNLMS Holland, and this is a Holland class offshore patrol vessel for the Royal Netherlands Navy again. And then the back here we have a minesweeper. This is the Alkmaar class. Then we have the Los Angeles class submarine. It's a Flight 3. again by Martacha. Then we have the Virginia class submarine. And then for the Dutch Navy, we have the Walrus class. Next up, we have the Daring class, is a Type 45 used by the Royal Navy, which is the British Navy. The USS Sullivans for the United States. Very nice. And then next up we have an Arleigh Burke. Now this is actually a Flight 1, so it's like the original Arleigh Burke. And that does not have a helicopter bay in the back, so that's how you can tell. Another Arleigh Burke, this one is the Flight 2A, so this should have a helicopter bay in the back here. So there's two slots for them here. So next up we have the Ohio class submarine. This is the one used for like nuclear missiles. They're launching it from here, and there's apparently a bunch of missiles firing up over here, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's see what's inside the shed. So this is a 1.5 to 1 scale rocket science by Martacha. And yes, that's a pretty cool nuclear radioactive sign. So this is the Trident II SLBM, and that means submarine launch ballistic missile. That's pretty cool. It's really huge too. The REM anti-ship missile, and we can go over all of them. And over here, these are some shells. So we got some armor-piercing rounds, and HE means high explosive. So very nice designs. Take a look at all the various missiles right over here. We even have, what is this, like a drone or something? Oafa? I don't know what that is. It's a V1. Or is this the thing from World War II that it like launched against like British cities? And then we have some other various torpedoes, missiles. This is by Hedesik, and it's the Zeven Professorine cruiser used by the Royal Netherlands Navy. It's designated C802. And here is what it looks like. It's a very nice design. Also, right over here, this is the Admiral Hipper, the Kriegsmarine, which is like Nazi Germany's navy. The KMS Admiral Hipper, this was a heavy cruiser and used in World War II, so it does have the swastika just for historical purposes. Alright, so here is Chris Keyes' area in warp trains. So this is a Long Island Railroad M7 rail car. It's built by Chris Keyes and Jake. Very nice. And then we have a Metro North version of it, and it's also built by the same exact people. Then we have the Metro North. This is the M8 rail car. Looks like he's still working on it though. And got another Metro North train over there. And what is that? It's a Toby. It's a Toby in Minecraft, and it is 4 blocks wide. So it's a nice tram engine, and we have Henrietta, his coach. Then from New Jersey Transit, we have a couple locomotives here, a P40 and an ALP46. And then we have a couple of commuter cars. So we have pantographs on top, so they are powered like an EMU. Then we have the regional rails. So this is actually the SEPTA, where he's from Pennsylvania. So we have SEPTA, a bunch of SEPTA cars, and even some ACS 64 built by Chris and Swippy. It is a Comet 2 in SEPTA livery. And then we have some more locomotives here from Amtrak. Got the Midnight Blue, P42s, a regular one, some ACS 64s, and just like a bunch of variations of this. Is this supposed to be phase 3? I think it is. And then we have like a phase 4 version of it here. The Coca-Cola Christmas one here. Alright, so now we're at the Dutch-German border. We have on one side the Dutch, Martacha, and the other side Lavius from Germany. So let's go check out Martacha first. So you have a lot of like military builds over here. He actually does some builds for the Minecraft military force as well. And a lot of different variations of vehicles you may recognize, like a bunch of APCs, IFVs. Also got some tanks here, so it's a Leopard 2A6, etc. Some in camouflage, some Israelis, and then we have the Abrams tank. That is an iconic tank, and even a South Korean one. So we have definitely a lot of variety here, and we're just gonna take a look at all of them. Very nice designs. Got the Humvees. Medical Humvee, box Humvee, even got some airport crash tenders, some Leopard LTM, a giant excavator over here, and it looks to be various combat engineering stuff. We also do have flags, so you can tell what country they're exactly from, the United States versus the Netherlands, or you know, it could look like it's French as well. That could be confusing. Then we have a bunch of Hemps over here. A bunch of trucks, Euro Truck Simulator, I don't know. Right over here we got some missile systems like the Patriot, and we also got the radar for it. And we got some paladins, so these are like self-propelled like howitzers. Even got the ICBM launcher here. And now we're going to go to the German side, and this sign's right over here. This is like F the system. I hate accurari. I love how he spelled that wrong. And not accurate. So let's go on to Laffy's side, and right over here, the military vehicles by Laffy. So got some communist stuff, some Russian stuff, some Ukrainian stuff, South Korean. And right over here, he's from Germany, so we got a bunch of German trucks and, you know, missile launchers, truck transporters. Yeah, this may actually have a tutorial one day. Yeah, he says make the tutorial. All right, so here is Warp France, and this is what Les Soldats has been working on, or his other name is Sully. So he has this nice like valley area, a nice little hill next to this railway. So these are carrying some intermodal containers. They don't really look like they're branded though. But he also does have some diamonds here on the side, which is quite nice. I think that's like for the hazardous materials. And here is the tram system. I don't know if this is like updated or not since the last update, but I feel like it is. A lot more signals and tracks everywhere. There also is some new buildings along the street. And if we make our way down there, there should be a rail yard. So here's what the local rail yard looks like so far. Got a nice buffer system here on the edges of these rails at the ends. Got a nice like track switch here. There's like a new switcher over here. I feel like I didn't see that one before. And there's also like this giant, I don't know what is exactly this. Maybe it's some kind of like a dirt road. It's like, yeah, I guess like an entry point. It's like SNCF interdiction. I can't read French. So they have like a nice little dirt road ramp that goes all the way up over here. I'm not sure why they didn't pave it. And if we go further down, it's a nice parking lot and some nice building. It is under construction. What is this, like a watchtower? I guess it's a watchtower. So you can see we were right here in the master plan. He actually has a plan of France, what it's gonna look like. That's the rail yard we were just in, and you can see that bridge. And he's gonna have like this massive city, nice little area right over here as well. It looks like he's planning out a lot of things. So here are Les Soldats' newest train in Warp Train. Take a look at his French trains. He is from France, so he's gonna make a lot of French stuff. So there is various types of locomotives, and you may recognize this if you're into this. But I'm from America, I don't even know what these are. There also is these locomotives here, electric ones. And I wonder if they're all the same thing, they're just different liveries. That one looks very familiar, like some kind of like a TGV vibe. So Pat's been coming up with a couple of new designs for planes in Warp Planes, so we're gonna go take a look at them. Various designs from like World War II, etc. So we're gonna just fly over them, take a nice look at them. And if you're into planes, you may recognize a lot of these. And some are more iconic than the others. This one's like, I actually do like how he made the Royal Air Force roundel. That actually came out quite nice for that one. Very nice. This one actually, I think it sunk the Bismarck right there. But very cool stuff indeed. So we're going to take a look at Mopak's newest trains. So in Warp Train, he has the Amtrak Cascades. Very nice. The Talgo coaches. I believe he does have both versions of it. Very nice. And these are used in the Northwest. I think he did a pretty cool job with this. Along with that, we have some coaches. These are looking to be from the Amtrak Surfliner. So these are really nice as well. Mopak, he is from California, so he does have a lot of stuff on the West Coast. This one right over here, this is supposed to be Amtrak F59 California. So I guess California livery. And this one's like a cabbage MPU or something like that. And there's a couple of these coaches here. I believe they are from the newer Amtrak coaches. They're from like Siemens or something. The Siemens Venture. There's also these bi-level California cars. So definitely a lot like Superliner type of cars here. And then we have some Alaskan Railroad stuff. He's recently been to Alaska actually. So he has a lot of that stuff over here. Holy cow, it just goes on forever. He also does have some coaches right over here, which are very nice from the Alaskan Railroad. And they have like their own livery. It's like a passenger railroad, so you can actually ride this. So they got like a gallery car, you know, coaches and diners and all that stuff. We have some, I guess these are like some spine cars. Oh, that's a pretty cool caboose. And a bunch of these various Alaskan Railroad stuff. So on the other side, we have some more rolling stock, like some Santa Fe Reefers. These ones, they all look pretty much the same. I can't tell what's the difference between them. And on the other side, there is the BNSF covered hoppers. Very well detailed, in fact. And then we have some Iowa Interstate Railroad ES44AC. along with some Milwaukee Road locomotives here. Giant electric one over there. Now let's go take a look at this row. Here's a CP Rail E8A and some various other railroads. Metrolink probably, Southern Pacific. Oh, that's a pretty cool switcher. I like the design of this one. And this kind of red, the NWP RP20BD. Actually never heard of that. Oh wow, he just said right over here, NWP is Northwestern Pacific. I wonder how he reads my mind. Alright, so past this line, he actually made some more stuff. Look at that Burlington Northern there. British Columbia Railway here. Very nice row. He had, apparently all this is like new locomotives he's been working on, so he's been quite busy. Making a lot of these like Canadian stuff. Got the Blue Devil right there from Canadian National. And then we have some Canadian National locomotives here. And doesn't that not look like the Iraqi flag, by the way? But anyways, here's what it looks like. Canadian National. Just a bunch of locomotives. I wonder how many he has. Well, that's a pretty cool design for the, you know, the one with like the 4 windows in the front. And then right over here, he has some more Union Pacific stuff. 40-8, along with a GP50. And a bunch of new locomotives here in his yard. You know, he got the older ones with these logos here and the newer ones with like the flag waving on the side. 1920, and this is Australia, built by Joe Trang Gamer, one of our only Australian builders here. But he is making this for the Rail Landscape Contest, so this is like an urban landscape. Got some nice tracks over here. He is using a different design for the tracks than most people, which is like, you know, anvils, but he's using stairs. You know, it's more than just trains here. It's a whole entire city. Very cool designs. I guess these are like for buses or something. Their own bus lanes. Various nice looking build. Oh, that's a pretty cool mural right there. Very nice design. I do like the fact that there's trees planted pretty much like everywhere. I do like nature, combine that with like, you know, man-made stuff. The tops of these buildings, they actually do have stuff on top of them. So if you go on top over here, a nice little rooftop garden and pool. Nice for a penthouse, I guess. Take a look at the bottom row right there. Very cool. Alright, so we're back in the train world, and Spicy Spider's got some new builds over here. Got the Pennsylvania Railroad J1 along with the Nickel Plate Road 765 steam locomotives. So this guy, he does like steam locomotives a lot, so he has a bunch of these new locomotives to go check out with. So they are pretty well detailed. Take a look here on the side. Got an FEF2 from Union Pacific. And then another one in a different livery. It's a single stack. The various steam locomotives, very cool. And here's MCDD's area in Warp Train. So got Kiwi Rail stuff along with a new TGV. That's a pretty cool design. And it looks like some UK stuff as well. Maybe like Virgin Rail. We also do have some Amtrak stuff, so Amtrak, regular Amtrak, and the Cascades. Some Burlington Northern stuff. I don't know, is that Burlington Northern? It might be something else. So we got a nice American section here, and oh, that's actually a pretty nice idea, using like seaweed for the building block. You don't see that too often. And we have some more Amtrak stuff, like the, you know, the surfliners. Everyone has like surfliners. I've seen like 3 surfliners in this review already. And we have the Talgo coaches for the Cascades, seaweed train. Some Long Island Railroad stuff. So this is actually his version of it. It's a very interesting way to build it. You know, everyone just built it slightly different, or a lot different. I do like how he's using a lapis ore for the MTA logo, because no one really uses like ores in builds. Alright, so across from the other side, there's another yard by MCCDD. And this is the Sydney Metro, along with the Melbourne Metro. So a lot of Australian Metro stuff over here that is apparently new. He also does have some Australian freight trains. They're like GEVOs, I think. They export them to Australia to help. I think they're using coal. Extropolis. You even got the Commeng over here. And yeah, EDI Commeng. I've built this one time, but it was really outdated. Alright, so here is Portland, Oregon by MCCDD 101. It's a nice little like city area. Looks like he wants to run a light rail tram along this road. So it's like one of those street running cars. Some nice buildings right over here. And an update on Weston. We have a nice pedestrian bridge over this highway by Evo. And a couple new buildings right over there along with a gas station. These are all fire trucks from the UK built by the Dills. And he has a huge collection. I don't know if he has like every single fire truck or something. Firefighters right over here pouring out some water. Some fire and rescue vehicles. Now I'm gonna go over down this row over here just take a look at all the various fire trucks that he's been building. Quite a lot, frankly, and there is just a ton. I think he does have quite a large variety, maybe the largest fire truck collection in Minecraft, but they are all from the UK. So this is Warp Train Museum, and Anna's been redoing the structure for the buildings here, especially like the brick one. And we have like this car over here. It's like Amtrak, I guess like phase 3. And we got some huge steam locomotives from the Pennsylvania Railroad, I believe. Or maybe like some other railroad. But the rest of the building is actually quite empty since they're still like working on redesigning everything. So, you know, this is what it looks like so far. And hopefully in the future, there's going to be a lot more locomotives. So this is Bristow Elementary School. And this is built by This Might Be Otto. He's actually from the UK, but he's making American stuff as well. We got some nice school buses parked out here in the front. Let's go check out the inside of this. So this should be like the lobby area. All right, so here's the inside of the school. I guess like where you can register the front desk. And let's go down this hallway. I don't know, some random seats around here. The vice principals. So inside over here, this is what looks like just a simple office. And right next door is the principal's office. And that's what it looks like. Kind of looks like the same thing, just maybe like a bigger room, I don't know. Then we're going off to the library. This is actually probably my favorite part of his school, because it has a nice open area, like a skylight atrium, very nice designed. And got like a bunch of bookshelves everywhere, some computers. And this is like the cake room where they're gonna eat cake, I guess. Maybe like where, you know, the teacher's lounge, I think that's what it is. And then we have some lockers. So when I was in elementary school, maybe there were lockers, but we didn't get to use them. And then here is a classroom of stuff. You know, these would look pretty cool as a set. So here's the music room, piano, guitars right there. Now let's go down the hall, and I feel like this is actually pretty accurate on how a school would look like. I especially love like the emergency lights here on the sides. Nice projector, that's a pretty cool detail. And let's see, yeah, just various rooms of the classroom. There also is like a football field. I'm not sure if like elementary school they have a football field, but apparently this one does. They have a nice like picnic area. I guess like some kind of hopscotch thing here. Also a nice playground, so got some nice swings, some monkey bars, and just the various, you know, slides and, you know, the fireman pole. That's pretty iconic. All right, so here's the cafeteria where you guys can eat, you know, in the mess hall, and this is where you get your lunch. And of course we have the bathroom, so we got the boys and the girls bathroom here. So boys bathroom. Are these urinals? I feel like this is a bit questionable. I feel like there should be a divider between that. So this is the BNSF Seattle sub, and it's Mo's second scenery contest. So he has an Amtrak Cascades train pulling along with the Talgo coaches, a nice train signal here on the side, and surrounded by forest. It's being pulled by one of the newer locomotives, the SC44 Charger. Very nice design for that. On the other side of this, we got some BNSF train chugging along. These look to be, I guess, a Gevo. These are 2 Gevos. That might be something else entirely. And it's pulling a train of hoppers. And, you know, in the UK, they actually call trains like rakes. That's the term they use. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the Foxshot update number 40. I believe that's the number. Yeah, if you guys are interested in coming here and becoming a builder, we are on Java Edition, and the IP address is just craftyfox.com. You don't have to put in a port or anything. And if you want to join with Bedrock, we have a separate server called FoxYard, which is on my other channel, FoxYard. So check that out as well. So to become a builder here, you would just build a house based on a picture and make it as accurate as possible, and then you get judged if you pass or fail. And it doesn't matter if you are actually bad at this, because we can give you feedback, and then you can take another trial if you don't pass the first time, and then, you know, just grow from there. And we do have builders from all around the globe. This is a distribution map of the builders that we have right now. So you can see we have a lot in Europe and the United States, a little bit sprinkled around, maybe Australia, and then one guy has South Korea. So it doesn't really matter where you come from, just as long as you speak English, you can join the server. So I invite you guys to join us, and you can also join our Discord if you just want to like participate in the community. But anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.